Alright folks, Huge Movie Fanatic Nate back for the second in a series of these very cool brand new fangled audio reviews, solo audio reviews, coming to you this time with another Adam Sandler movie. I'm just looking at the back of the box here. He's got a little bit bigger of a fro in this movie, the biggest that I've actually seen of any of his movies that I've seen so far. And this movie called Spanglish. Now I worked at Movie Gallery back in the day when this movie was new on video, and we had these stupid, every month they'd send a DVD to obviously play in the store for the trailers, the big hits and all this and that and shit. So I've heard and saw the trailer for this movie probably 853 times, or maybe even, 1168 times. So when I saw certain moments of this movie that were in that trailer, it was just like, oh Christ, I saw and heard that part, 1172 times. That's great. But this is I don't know if I just reviewed the last review that was uploaded was the very first audio review, which was for I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Check it out if you'd like. So this is the second Adam Sandler movie. Now I got this DVD brand new, shrink wrapped, and half price books for $2. So it's kind of cool. Now, of course, I've known about this movie for about a decade now. It came out in 2000 in a theater in 2004, and looks like to 2005 for the DVD. So the movie basically is 10 years old, and I just saw it, which is fine. I never was, and I still never necessarily I'm not necessarily an Adam Sandler fan, but this movie was $2, and it was just like, back in the day at Movie Gallery when we had I don't know how many copies of the thing. I mean, it was kind of popular on video when it came out, and this and that. And I remember that the big deal about this. I can't remember if this Spanish woman, if there was talk about. I don't know if it's true or not. If it's true, I'm gonna have to look on the internet, but and try to find it. But I heard this talk or rumors about her having been like an adult, film, adult star in Mexico or something before or after. Well, I imagine it would have been before the movie. Which, if that's true, I'm going to have to search. But that's probably one of the most amazing things about this movie is just this. I don't know what's her name. I'm going to assume that Paz Vega is the Spanish woman. I mean, she is just like, very, I mean, again, not to be a male chauvinist pig, but she's pretty attractive, and that's one of the better things about this movie. This movie is not as nearly as bad as I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, although for me it's 2 stars. I thought it was a little long, personally, but I thought it was one of those movies that was kind of aimed at the masses, like it had a lot of just this I don't know how to pronounce it, just a lot of sentimentality that was just cookie cutter shit, in my opinion, that has been just it was kind of by the numbers for me. This movie was very by the numbers, but I did find the being narrated almost like Christmas Story or something by an older version of her daughter was one of the better parts of the movie, and a kind of an endearing thing to start the movie with, the whatever goddamn college that is, the reading the applications, and and I thought that was a creative aspect of this movie, having it being said by the older version of her daughter, which was not so. I mean, I don't know if that was one of the more admirable things about the movie. I don't know how to say her name, but what I took away from this movie, one of the negative things, is that Tia Leone, or however the hell you say her name, was just flippin' annoying as all live in hell. But I mean, I guess that's the point, of the character, I guess. But for me, she was just annoying as all living hell, and I guess she probably did, if you can separate your disgust for the performance, or the disgust for the character from the situation and from the actress, I guess she probably did a good performance if you like that kind of performance. So, I wasn't particularly, and I'm not I'm not big on, I don't drink myself, and I think alcoholism is a bad thing, and too many people get drunk. So I wasn't keen on her mom, and I don't think it's funny. Like, ho ho ho, this is funny, you know. She fills up a whole glass, and it's not even noon, and it's like, it's not even noon. Click, now it is. You know, ha ha ha. That's what I mean by just cookie cutter comedy bullshit. Like, just, you know, it's just bullshit. Um, So, 2 stars for Spanglish. I always hated the title ever since, ever since it came out. But I got the DVD right here, and like I say on the cover, you know, they got that profile shot of Paz Vega, you know, where her tit is, you know, is you know, like she's facing sideways so we can see her tit, you know, which I always appreciated. And the back cover picture of her is good too. So the best thing about the movie for me is, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm assuming this is her, Paz Vega. But I mean, it's not nearly as bad, obviously, as I now pronounce you, Chuck and Larry. But thank you very much for listening to this newfangled way of reviewing. Not to say, I mean, not to say that I'm not gonna, or we're not gonna do normal reviews ever again. This is just whenever one of these audio reviews is uploaded, this is a review that you normally wouldn't see. It would just be, I'd watch this movie and it just, you know, fade into the memory of the history, and you guys would never hear about it. It occurred to me, like I say, that, you know, to do these audio reviews, just look at these audio reviews as just bonus reviews, pretty much, kind of a thing, and not like to be confused with just the normal video reviews where I'm either doing stuff myself or the famous classic ideal version, which is of course me and Matt. So thank you very much for listening once again to my Spanglish review, and I guess we'll catch you on the next one, which I'll probably upload tomorrow. Thanks a lot.